Hey, a little update on Avatar: The Last Airbender. Still in season one, uh, most of the way through episode 18, and yeah, it's been interesting because it's like, okay, we're starting out with fairly simple characters, but as we're going along, they are developing. Prince, is it Sacco or whatever, the fire guy? Is actually kind of been pretty striking in that you think, oh, he's just kind of this kind of sadistic, angry teen villain character. But as you go along, you find out, oh, the reason he's scarred and is in exile is because he actually stuck up for men that were going to get sacrificed in a plan, and that because he challenged this in his father's war room, his father demanded that he fight him. He wouldn't fight. He got the scar, and he was sent on what's basically kind of like a fool's quest to find the last airbender who had been gone for 100 years. So Dad probably didn't expect him to actually find him and come back and redeem himself. This was a way of flushing out what he thought was a weak, inferior progeny that he didn't no longer wanted to inherit his kingdom. Um, Aang, has been so kind of goofy at the very beginning, kind of silly, kind of like always just kind of flipping around, very kind of a little kid. But it's interesting as we're going along here, just gradually, he's learning a little bit more self-control, kind of going through. There's one episode where he's kind of turned by kind of his fame, and he starts taking advantage of that. There's another one where he sort of, he's being taught to firebend, and it's like you have to learn discipline, and he doesn't at the beginning, and he's playing with the fire, and he actually burns Katera, his friend, and that's quite the shocking thing. He has a episode where it's like he thinks that Katera and Sacco are going to Sapo, the brother and sister waterbenders are going to leave him to go find their father, and when he gets the map to go to their father, he hides it, not realizing that they've actually said, no, well, we'd really love to see our father, but we need to go with Aang. And I mean, they have a thing of like, they're still kind of young kids in themselves, and when they hear that he's done this, he kind of he they they initially are going to abandon him, but kind of realize, well, you can't abandon your friends. And they learn that from a father's friend who's like, there was nothing worse than getting left behind. And I mean, it was necessary because he had been so injured and was getting kind of tended to. So yeah, we have all these just kind of simple but really good kind of accretions of kind of maturing. It's there's some ways it kind of reminds me of like kind of like, it's a young prince's like slowly kind of building up, learning stuff, maturing to be able to face the big climactic battle at the end, and whatever that's going to be. We had a really interesting episode where it was where Aang and the prince get to interact and almost have a little bonding moment at which point they just fires thing at him. There's like comedic episodes. There's kind of more mournful, sad episodes. Yeah. So I'm quite impressed with Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's really good, all ages show, which has got kind of the silliness, and I love Momo and and uh, and the Momo and God damn it. So there's the lemur, big-eared lemur thing, and the big water bison thing, who makes me always think of Woola. even though his name's not Woola, it is something else, which I can't remember at the moment. But lots of comedic moments, with Sacco, who is very much the Xander of this group, to use a Buffy reference, where he's always getting into pratfalls, always kind of being id, but he also gets moments of, being sensible, being like, people shouldn't just blindly listen to a fortune teller when they need to take things into their own hands, maybe kind of bullishly, in a kind of very blunt Sacco sort of way, deals with it versus maybe kind of, being able to maneuver around it. So yeah, some good stuff. So that's my little check-in with Avatar: The Last Airbender, which I'm enjoying very much watching with Jaja.